हाय गाइस, दिस इज फैशन फोर्टनाइटली द सोलो वर्जन। ताविश नहीं है आज मेरे साथ, लेकिन आप लोगों ने इतना पसंद किया पिछले सोलो एपिसोड को दैट आई फेल्ट रियली encouraged and I wanted to come back and do this episode again. This is something I really enjoy because obviously I've been a fashion journalist for so long. और पोस्ट कोविड ख़ास तौर पे फैशन ब्रांड्स जो हैं वो कुछ पाकिस्तान में ढीले हो गए हैं। फैशन वीक्स ख़त्म हो गई हैं, फैशन शोज़ भी जो हो रहे होते हैं जनरली दे आर ब्राइडल शोज़, एंड ब्राइडल फैशन इज़ नॉट एवरीडे फैशन। उसकी एक बिल्कुल अलग थॉट प्रोसेस होता है, अलग ईथॉस होता है। ऑफ कोर्स फैशन का हिस्सा ज़रूर है, लेकिन जो मज़ा आता है रेडी टू वेयर में या स्ट्रीट वेयर में, एवरी डे वेयर में, वो we're really missing out on that. Things are picking up slowly and steadily, and I see this big cohesion between fashion and television these days. लिहाजा ये प्रोग्राम मैं बहुत इंजॉय करती हूँ, और जहाँ मैं पहले लिखा करती थी मुझे लगता है अब मैं बैठ के ये फैशन मैगजीन on video on YouTube for all of you, and this is our way to connect. So in this episode, first segment, of course, like last time, is the style star. So guys, इस महीने का स्टाइल स्टार कौन है? None other than Maya Ali. Why? I feel that Maya's style has really evolved over the years. अदाकारी वो कर रही हैं 2012 से। 2016 में उनका ड्रामा आया मन मायल, which was I think the turning point in her career. उसके बाद उनको अवार्ड्स मिले, उनके बाद रिकग्निशन मिली, उसके बाद उनको लक्स का बहुत बड़ा कॉन्ट्रैक्ट मिला जिससे उनको she was on billboards and she was known as this beautiful face of Pakistani television. Beautiful तो वो हैं। उसके बाद आई फील दैट आहिस्ता आहिस्ता उनकी स्टाइल एवोल्यूशन शुरू हुई, और जो मेजर टर्निंग पॉइंट था दैट वाज तीफा इन ट्रबल, विच आई थिंक केम आउट इन 2018। उसकी प्रमोशंस में और उसका जो जितना मटेरियल था मीडिया के साथ, जंकेट्स, इंटरव्यूज़, देन द अवार्ड शोज, अपीयरेंसेस, Maya's style really turned around at that time. And I've been observing her all these years. She was always beautiful, but she's somehow become very chiseled, very poised, very graceful over the years. And आजकल तो in this last episode of यूं ही खास तौर पे उनकी मायों की look, उनकी bridal look, it was perfection. It was gorgeous. So let's just go through a few of my favorite looks of Maya Ali over the years. सबसे पहले उन्होंने ये रेड ड्रेस पहना था. इट वाज एन ऑफ शोल्डर गाउन व्हिच शी वोर टू वन ऑफ द लक्स स्टाइल अवार्ड्स. आई फील इट वाज 2017 इफ आई एम नॉट मिस्टेकन, डिजाइन्ड बाय नोमी अंसारी. नोमी की और माया की बड़ी ज़बरदस्त एक रिलेशनशिप है. माया wears a lot of Nomi Ansari on the red carpet, and she's been a guest star appearance in almost all of his fashion shows. So एक वो synergy है इन दोनों की. So Nomi designs beautifully for her. ये जो लाल आउटफिट था ये उनका मेरे ख्याल है पहला वो स्टनिंग एक अपीयरेंस थी जो कि हम लोगों ने नोटिस किया कि ओ वाओ, माया अली इन दिस ऑफ शोल्डर रेड gown looking beautiful, absolutely, streamlined hair, and the poise, the neckline, the shoulders, it was just beautiful. इससे पहले एक और था नोमी अंसारी का आउटफिट which was a yellow asymmetrical dress which she also wore to one of the award ceremonies. I also liked that look. After the red look, I think, if I'm not mistaken, she appeared in this white, voluminous, again, Nomi Ansari dress for the Lux Style Awards in 2018. I'm just jogging my memory right now. 2018 tha. And again, Maya has a beautiful shoulder line, beautiful collarbones, neckline, etc. And वो बहुत शौक से पहनती हैं bare shoulders. And she carries it really well. So this white dress was almost like a wedding gown, I would say, and in one picture she's even carrying roses and looking beautiful. But again, the streamlined hair, bande bhe, that bone structure, and that white dress, the drama at the bottom, and that guluband that she was wearing, it was really breathtaking. So this is also one of my favorite Maya Ali looks. Then this was a black dress that she wore again to one of the, I think it was Hum Style Awards, one of the style awards, and this was designed by Ali Zishan. जब मुझे याद है ये ड्रेस उन्होंने पहना, and down to the shoe, it was very similar to a look that Deepika Padukone had appeared in. And a lot of people started comparing, oh, is she channeling Deepika? And लोग compare करते हैं. I didn't see it like that. I just saw it like Maya Ali really coming into her own and had a very, very definitive style that we could completely relate to. Okay, Maya does the strapless, Maya does the asymmetrical hemline and the asymmetrical sleeve, and she does the dresses very well. She does the high heel very well. And this was just one of those outfits that I absolutely loved as well. If you've noticed, over the years, Maya's done a lot of white, but then she does a lot of color blocking. और इनकी जितनी red carpet appearances हैं, they were all been in Western outfits, whether it's a dress or a gown, and it's color blocked, and it's her shoulders are bare, and her hair is usually tied up or very slick, straight back. It's really, really a gorgeous look for her. My next favorite Maya Ali look is this magenta dress, which was designed by Sana Sivinaz for her. And she wore it to the cover shoot of Filmfare Middle East, where she was recognized as one of the influential women in cinema, that year. And again, it's an absolutely stunning look. I mean, ek to Maya is so beautiful. She's got these big dreamy eyes and she's got this perfect complexion, really beautiful bone structure. And she, over the years, has learned how to nail it. I mean, I think she's working with the right people. She's got the right stylist. She's got the right makeup team. And, she knows how to dress. And the poise is impeccable. So this dress, of course, has so much drama on the sleeve with that big, ballooned bow and the deep magenta. It's a beautiful color, really great against her skin. And then her top knot, her hair is tied back, and that statement earring, again, one of my absolutely favorite looks. This white dress, I think that she wore the same year to the Filmfare Middle East event, was more of a frock with drama on the bodice coming up. Again, she looked beautiful. It's not one of my favorite dresses. We discussed this in Fashion Fortnightly with Tabish as well, and we both agreed that the shoe choice was wrong for this outfit. But again, Maya herself looked absolutely stunning. So again, this is one of my other favorite Maya Ali looks. Finally, we've got this beautiful emerald green dress that she again wore in Dubai to one of the award shows. And as always, she's got the neck and the skin showing around the shoulders. She's got drama on the hemline. The pictures were beautiful. Her hair, makeup, it was all absolute perfection. So yeah, these are my 7 favorite looks from Maya Ali over the years. Started in 2017 with the yellow dress, which was, I think, one of her simpler looks. And then every year it evolved. We saw her wearing a lot of Nomian sari, one Alizi Shan, she's worn Sana Safinaz, and she's worn this Lebanese designer, I think, Mark something unka naam hai. I don't know how to pronounce the name, so I'm not going to say it. But she chooses well. She's got a great team with her, obviously, because the ek bande ka kaam nahi hai. No one star can say that, I've defined my look myself, because it takes a team to put it together. The actors and the stars are too busy. So she's got a great team. She's got a great hair and makeup team who tell her exactly how great she look. And she's nailed it. And absolutely, she is absolute style star of the month. And switching over to television, हमने माया को देखा पहली सी मोहब्बत में, एंड उस पर उनकी लुक सिंपल ही थी whatever, बट आजकल यूं ही में स्पेशली इन द लास्ट 2 एपिसोड्स जहाँ पे उनके कैरेक्टर किम की मायों और फिर शादी. Now, interestingly, Maya started her own brand called Maya Pret. I think Maya Ali Pret or Maya Pret. And she does a lot of shadi wear, a lot of, जिसे कहते हैं ना, trousseau wear, शादी पे, ढोलकियों पे पहनने वाले कपड़े, traditional clothes that can be worn to occasions. And they're not out of the box. I wouldn't say that they're fashion forward or avant-garde or anything special, but they're commercially very sound, and she looks beautiful when she wears them. So अगर हम यूं ही का एक एपिसोड देखें 2 हफ्ते पहले का जिसमें उनके मायों का सीक्वेंस चल रहा है, तो शी इज़ वेयरिंग दिस वेरी ट्रेडिशनल पीला गरारा, छोटी कमीज़, और कमीज़ के ऊपर छोटी सी वेस्ट कोटी टाइप है, which I wouldn't recommend for anybody who has more curves than Maya, because it's not a flattering item to wear. And she's got this big dupatta with the kiran on it, and the phoolon ka zevar and the tikka, and it was just, she looked absolutely beautiful. If it feels like I'm fangirling over Maya right now, I totally am. फिर उनकी शादी का जोड़ा था, और ये दोनों माया प्रेटवेयर में से ही हैं, her own label. The next outfit was ivory with a little gold on it, a little silver. Again, the outfit is nothing great, but the way she wore it, with that heavy emerald choker and the balis, the jhumkas, she looked spectacular. The hair and makeup, I believe, for Yuhi is by Nabila and her team. And Maya works with Nabila for all her makeups, her red carpet appearances. So obviously, they know what to do with her face. She doesn't need much. She's beautiful to begin with. But yeah, that was Maya Ali's style evolution over the years. I bet you'll agree with me that she does it really well. And it's changed over the years. And I'm really looking forward to a lot more from Maya Ali. In this episode of Screen Time, I'm going to refer to you a film that is my absolute favorite fashion film of all time. And बहुत सी commercial films हैं जो कि हम आने वाली episodes में discuss करते रहेंगे. Last month बल्कि आपको लोगों को कहा था कि you must watch Next in Fashion. This month, my recommendation is to find on Prime Video if you're not in Pakistan, because I believe it is available for people outside Pakistan. And if you're here, then unfortunately you will have to find it on some streaming portal. It's called The Eye Has to Travel, and it's a kind of a biographical documentary on fashion doyenne of the 20th century, Diana Vreeland. जो लोग फैशन से ताल्लुक़ रखते हैं वो डायना रीलन को जानते हैं. She was an absolutely inspirational figure. She was one of the first editors and writers at Harper's Bazaar, and then she spent 7-8 years at Vogue. So she's got this illustrious career, and जहाँ तक उनकी personality की बात है, she was like an absolute icon. अगर आप वो film देखें तो you will realize that जो fashion के लोग होते हैं वो बड़े हटके होते हैं, बड़ी उनके अंदर creative spark होती है, बड़े odd होते हैं वो at times. And she talks about her childhood and how her mother always told her how ugly she was because her sister was very beautiful. But then she found a career in this beautiful industry where everybody goes by looks and aesthetics and perfection. And here was Diana Vreeland, and she came out as this really, really strong woman. And she had this real drawl. She was born in Paris, and then she spent her last years in New York. बीच में she went to London, and उनकी बड़ी famous line है कि darling, the best thing about London is Paris. So you have to watch the film to understand. But इस film की bottom line क्या है कि the eye has to, if you're in fashion, the eye has to travel, which means that एक जगह बैठ के आपको वो ideas, वो concepts आ ही नहीं सकते जो कि travel करने से आते हैं. So she's taken the camera to her shoots all over the world, whether they're in, some far-flung areas in Japan or Africa, and, picking up inspiration, working with those inspiration, working with different types of people, picking up different ideas, creativity, where it comes from, how it's channeled, how you break out of a box and out of labels and experiment with new things. It is an eye-opener, this film. And if you love fashion like I do, and if you want to learn about it, you want to learn about how these people were so big and became so super, watch the film. Okay guys, this week in What's Out There, my recommendation is Koil, the shop. And first, let's go and take a look because I visited the store and I want you to see what I saw, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it. I'm at the Koil store, the flagship store here in Karachi. And I think it's one of the landmarks of Karachi. कोई भी visit कर रहा हो, ये वो जगह है जहाँ ज़रूर आपको आना चाहिए. Highly recommended, my personal recommendation. Why do I love Koil? So हमने बात भी की थी इस चीज़ के बारे में. एक तो ये है कि जो handloom है, उसका जो craft है, खड्डी पे fabric बनाने का, उसको it's keeping that tradition alive. नूरजहाँ बिलग्रामी का brand है, she needs no introduction, legend है वो अपने काम में. और ये store जो है ना, एक किस्म की उनकी homage है to the weavers who have been working for, I think, decades and centuries in Orangi town. सारा fabric वहाँ नहीं बनता, लेकिन there is this diverse range of fabrics and crafts that Koil is keeping alive. What do I love? मैं बहुत बाकायदगी से fabric खरीदती हूँ यहाँ पे. And it starts at about 800 rupees a yard, goes up to 1600-1700 depending on the grammage, depending on booty hai, tilla hai, whatever. लेकिन pure fabric है. It's beautiful. And then there's this huge ready-to-wear range as well. Short kurtis, long kurtas, for people like me who are always looking for sizes, they do have a free size, and which we would fit into. But then there's cotton, there's silk, there's two-piece silks, unstitched, and then you go into the home range, and they've got beautiful bedspreads, and there's an aromatherapy range. इनकी collaboration Colart के साथ है, so they have a range of kussas as well. Basically, you walk in and you feel this beautiful earthiness in Koil, which is what I absolutely love. और हम बात करते हैं कमर्शलिज्म की, कंज्यूमरिज्म की, हम बात करते हैं उस फैशन की जो कि हम देखते हैं बाजार में एक भीड़ की तरह, एक शोर मचा हुआ है. यहाँ आके देयर इज दिस काम, एंड when you go into their unstitched fabric, which I pick up a lot of, you'll find that the colors are really muted. There's this range of whites, and it starts with a stark white and then goes into a cream, an ecru, a bone, and it's just this beautiful ethereal range of whites. और बाकी भी जो कलर्स हैं वो इंतहाई डेलिकेट, बहुत म्यूटेड हैं. क्यों? बिकॉज इट्स ऑल नेचुरल डाई. फॉर एग्जाम्पल जो येलो फैब्रिक है वो अनार के छिलके को कंप्रेस करके वो येलो टिंट निकाला जा रहा है. जो रेड्स हैं वो अनार से निकाले जा रहे हैं. द ब्राउन्स एंड द ग्रीन्स, आई थिंक व्हाट आई एम वेयरिंग, फ्रॉम द bark of a tree dry करके, there's this whole beautiful process. People who are into dyeing and textiles would know. I just feel that it's reviving and keeping a craft alive. It's keeping those workers, and it's sustainable, it's empowering. It's so important to think of this when we're buying fashion. This is classic fashion, long-term fashion. It's slow fashion. ये वो कपड़े नहीं हैं जो आपने ट्रेंड के लिए पहनने हैं. ये वो कपड़े हैं जो आपने पहनने हैं और क्लासिक और साल पहनते जाने हैं. I'm wearing a Koil kurta, and this is the fabric I bought. Got it stitched. This chadar is also from Koil, and again, it's just your connection with nature. Let's take a look at what's all around. जी, तो ये था मेरा छोटा सा ट्रिप कोयल पे, एंड आई एम अ रेगुलर विजिटर. जैसे मैंने बोला पहले भी कि आई गो देयर एटलीस्ट वंस अ मंथ. आई बाय अ लॉट ऑफ देयर फैब्रिक. एंड दो तीन चीज़ें हैं कोयल के बारे में. पहली चीज़ तो ये है कि लोग बहुत कंप्लेन करते हैं कि जी साइज़ नहीं मिलते. मैंने उनसे बात भी की थी इस चीज़ पे, क्योंकि मेरा साइज़ भी अमूमन नहीं मिलता. दे डू हैव अ फ्री साइज़ दैट आई डू फिट इनटू, बट जो जनरल उनके कुर्तों के कट्स हैं या साइजेस हैं वो एक्सेल भी उनका बहुत लिमिटेड है. But the thing is that I understand where they're coming from, that it's a small business, and they're focusing on the quality of the fabric and the stitching and the styling and the dye and the print. They're not mass producing. So they feel that अगर कोई भी वो ऐसी चीज़ बनाएंगे जो फंस जाएगी या जो move नहीं करेगी, तो it becomes a loss for them. However, if you like a certain style and you find that fabric in the store, they will tailor it for you. So that is the service that Koil, the shop, does provide. So that's news for all of you. It was news for me as well. मैं हमेशा fabric खरीदती हूँ because मुझे sizes नहीं मिलते, but now I know that they will tailor it for me as well. So there's this huge range of clothes at Koil, a very strong signature. Koil के कपड़े आपको दूर से आप पहचान सकते हैं कि somebody is wearing Koil. Whether it's a small kurta, a long kurta, A-line, whether it's their cotton range, whether it's silk, whether it's their block print or their rilli work. They have these kurtas with beautiful rilli work on them. They've got छोटा छोटा मुकेश का काम. बड़ी रेंज है, बड़ी डेलिकेट रेंज है, और हर कुर्ते में आपको क्राफ्ट का एक हिस्सा नज़र आएगा. इट इज़ अ लिटिल एक्सपेंसिव, और बहुत से लोग ये कहते हैं कि जी जो ये हैंडलूम का फैब्रिक है ये तो बहुत सस्ता भी मिल जाता है बाज़ार से. जी बिल्कुल मिल जाता होगा, बट कोयल के फैब्रिक की क्या खसूसियत है, इन विच इज़ वाई आई एम विलिंग टू स्पेंड दैट एक्स्ट्रा बक, because their fabric starts at 800 rupees per yard and goes up to 1800 rupees per yard. But the thing about it is, especially about the loose fabric that you can buy, कि पहली बात तो ये है कि ये हैंडलूम पे बन रहा है, खड्डी पे बन रहा है ये कपड़ा. दूसरी चीज़ ये है कि इस कपड़े से there are communities in Karachi, outside Karachi, in Orangi town, that find economic sustainability because they're getting this work. So I would like to be a part of that process. तीसरी चीज़ ये है कि इसमें कोई chemical dyes नहीं इस्तेमाल हो रहे इस fabric में. ये vegetable dyes हैं. And when you sit down and you hear the story behind how each color is achieved, whether it comes from the color of katha, which is the deep red, whether it comes from अनार का जो छिलका होता है उससे वो येलो टोन निकलती है, या फिर जो पान का पत्ता होता है उससे एक अलग टोन निकलती है। फेरस जो है आयरन, उसके डाई से एक ब्लैक्स के टोन्स और ग्रेज के निकलते हैं। इट्स ऑल नेचुरल डाई एंड इट्स नॉट केमिकल, इट्स नॉट पावर लूम। हाउएवर ऑफ कोर्स जो कि ब्लॉक प्रिंट्स हैं या जो रिली का काम है या जो बंधनी चुनरी वगैरह है, उनके वाइब्रेंट कलर्स हैं और वो पावर लूम्स पे बन रहे हैं और उनमें डाइज भी, केमिकल डाइज भी इस्तेमाल हो रहे हैं। सो आपको दोनों चीज़ें मिलेंगी, अनस्टिच भी मिलेगा, 2 पीस भी है, 3 पीस भी है। It's a very very organic space to be in. You feel like you're part of a community that is struggling and you're doing something to keep it going. You feel that you're contributing to slow fashion and craft. You want to keep that craft alive. तो मेरे लिए ये चीज़ें बहुत ज़रूरी हैं कि जब मैं फ़ैशन ख़रीद रही हूँ तो मैं ऐसे कपड़े तो नहीं ख़रीद रही जो 12 महीने बाद या 2-4 दफ़ा पहनने के बाद मैं ना पहन सकूँ। बट ये कोयल के फैब्रिक्स और कपड़े ऐसे हैं जो कि will last a lifetime if you treat them properly. And I bought these kurtas and I love them, and they're so breathable, and the fabric is pure. It's just a delight. So if you are visiting Karachi, please do visit the Koil store. They have a flagship in Defense. They also have a small outlet in the Dolmen Mall. They have an outlet in Lahore as well, but I think flagship जो उनका store है उसमें सबसे ज़्यादा variety है। नीचे उनका home linen भी है, so you will find tablecloths and napkins and छोटी छोटी चीज़ें which are great presents to buy for people abroad. And if you go upstairs, you'll find more block prints and you will find a range of jewelry that different designers have contributed. Downstairs, there's this little aromatherapy range, and then there's a small display of jutis, of leather, kussas, and chappals, which they collaborate on. It's really a delight. When you talk about fashion, you talk about the experience, and walking into the Koil store is an unforgettable experience. I would highly recommend it. Next segment, guys, on Amna's edit this month, I am going to recommend this red kurta that I bought and I wore to the money back guarantee junket. उससे पहले भी मैंने पहना था, but वो कोई लाल रंग ऐसा है कि everybody noticed and loved and was asking about it, so I thought I would include it. This is a kurta from YBQ, which is Yusuf Bashir Qureshi, जिनको हम आजकल ड्रामा कुछ अनकही में भी देख रहे हैं as the father of Serish and Asfar. And YBQ के नाम से इनका लेबल है, वेबसाइट है इनकी ybqdesigns.com के नाम से। लिमिटेड बनाते हैं कलेक्शंस, मगर इनकी ये एस्थेटिक जो है बहुत रस्टिक है, but rustic with a very contemporary twist, as in it's not fusion, but it's something that you wear anywhere in the world and can proudly say it's Pakistani, whether it's the lungi or the khula kurta, or the colors that he incorporates in his collections. There's a little silverware happening on his shop, थोड़ा सूसी इस्तेमाल करते हैं, तो वो चीज़ें जो कराची से हम जो सोचते हैं कि यार these are indigenous to this area, and I absolutely love that. This kurta is available online. Not exactly the one I have because, again, although YBQ Designs does do an extra large, I wear an extra oversized kurta. So they customized it for me. And I believe they added little special details to my kurta. So there are pin tucks on the neckline. There's these beautiful buttons that are not double kaj, but it looks like they are. It's got frayed edges on the sleeves and on the hem. The red is beautiful. The kurta has pockets. It's got an inner detailing of susi ka kapda. And more than anything, this shade of red is, I think everybody should have this shade of red. ये वो shade है जो कि किसी पे बुरा नहीं लग सकता. I absolutely love it. I don't think I'm ever going to throw this away. And the kurta is for 8,500. So ऐसा नहीं है कि आप बहुत पैसे लगा रहे हैं इस पे. For a ready to wear pure cotton kurta with such beautiful detailing, it's a win-win. Okay guys, so last segment is hashtag Ask Amna. आप लोगों ने बहुत से सवाल पूछे. Obviously मैं सब सवालों के जवाब नहीं दे सकूंगी. I have selected 5 questions to reply to, and 5 सवालों में से कई repeat भी हो रहे हैं. So a lot of people have asked about oversized clothing, about dressing up when you're overweight or when you're pregnant, किस किस्म के कपड़े पहनने चाहिए. So मैंने कोशिश की है कि वो 5 सवाल उठाऊं which cover kind of all topics. So if I haven't picked up your question, I'm sorry. Do write again on this episode and मुझे लिखिएगा कि हमने last time भी भेजा था. Please respond to my question. Don't forget to put the hashtag AskAmna. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I promise I will respond to you. If not in the video, then at least on the thread. G. So Nimra Amjad likhti hain, how to do oversized fits right, like something that would add a bit more dimension rather than looking like a potato sack. जी निमरा, दैट्स अ ग्रेट क्वेश्चन बिकॉज हम अक्सर ये सोचते हैं कि ओवर साइज क्लोथिंग जो है वो बेढंगी हो जाती है. अब वो ना बेढंगी हो उसका क्या तरीका है? पहली चीज़ तो ये है दैट आपकी नेकलाइन और आपका जो शोल्डर का मेजरमेंट है ना वो सही होना चाहिए. If you're wearing an oversized western shirt, then the shoulder will drop because that is the style. But if you're wearing a loose oversized kurta, for example, the shoulder should not drop and it should not be कि जैसे क्योंकि यहाँ से भी लगेगा shabby. Your sleeves should not be longer than they need to be and बाकी your taper should be ideally A-line. उससे आपका oversize भी look आएगा लेकिन बेढंगा नहीं आएगा. Neckline, shoulder, and basically your sleeve. This is where you will contain your oversizing. बाकी आपका hemline जितना बड़ा हो, flare हो, अगर A line है तो वो tapered look आएगी and it will be very flattering for plus size people. That's what I always do. When I'm wearing collared shirts over my pants, they can be oversized because वो shorter होती हैं, उनका एक dimension फ़र्क होता है, they're a bit boxy, so उसमें चल जाता है. कमीज़ में नहीं चलता. So these are the 3 tips to keep your oversized कमीज़ from looking बेढंगा. जी लारेब अली लिखती हैं जी लारेब, एक तो थैंक यू फॉर लविंग द एपिसोड. व्हाट शेड ऑफ वाइट इज बेस्ट सूटेड फॉर सर्टेन complexions? I have olive yellow skin tone and find that I veer towards cream more than white. Gee, you should absolutely go towards creams and softer whites, ecru, bone, mute colors. Don't go for chalky whites because they may not look good. Although I believe that white looks good on basically everybody. But chalky मैं भी नहीं पहनती. I don't wear chalky whites. So go for the creams. They will match your skin tone for sure. What material in white is best for plus size women other than cotton? I think cotton is the best material, but I also feel that raw silk is very good. I wear a lot of raw silk. I avoid chiffon because chiffon के लिए मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि transparency आ जाती है. If you're fat, you don't want to show your bumps and avoid chiffon. Linen is very unforgiving because आपके जितने curves, bump, tires सब कुछ है वो सब कुछ नज़र आता है linen में. So I don't go for linen either. I would personally go for cotton. Any kind of cotton. I would go for maybe a jersey which has a bit of stretch in it. And for formal, always raw silk. For me, I go for raw silk. I don't wear chiffon. I don't like wearing organza. Even जो crepe silk होती है उसको अगर print हो या dark color हो तो ठीक है, white में नहीं चलता. So, and I don't like wearing chemises. So yeah, that is the silk, raw silk. Gee, Harib, third question, my birthday outfit, which was white. I think you're talking about a Sania Maskatia kurta that I wore. I'm sharing the picture. Agar ye hai, to it's from Sania Maskatia. And thank you. Okay, next question. Hadia Fatma likhti hai ji, Assalamu alaikum Amna. Thank you, Hadia, for the kind words. How to be a fashion journalist and how to improve your fashion scene? I'm thinking you're saying sense. How should university girls dress when they're going to the university? अच्छा, पहली बात तो ये कि फैशन जर्नलिस्ट बनने के लिए आपको सबसे पहले जर्नलिस्ट बनना पड़ेगा. तो आपके अंदर वो अगर क्वालिटीज़ हैं, like if you're interested in news and you like to write or you like to gather information and you have the nose for news, कि अगर आप 100 लोगों में बैठे हैं तो आपको पता चलेगा कि कहानियाँ कहाँ कहाँ से मिल सकती हैं. तो ये एक ट्रेट है जो कि हर जर्नलिस्ट में होना चाहिए. Do you like going after stories? Do you like writing? If you do and you like to do it on fashion, then start reading. Start reading all the possible books that you can on fashion. There are so many. One day I will sit down and share with you my reading list. If not books, then start watching movies, documentaries on fashion, and you will pick up the qualities. And of course, at some point, you will have to ally yourself with a newspaper or a magazine, digital. Start writing. The more you practice, the more you'll get better. What to wear to university is very diverse. Range anything comfortable, anything that you're not uncomfortable with. Pakistan mein hai, so maybe modestly. I wouldn't go for transparent clothes. I wouldn't go for very tight clothes. I wouldn't go for clothes that are synthetic because it gets very hot. So yeah, I'm going to answer that very rapidly. Pearl Essence लिखती हैं जी, which brand is better, Farah Talib Aziz और Ansab Jahangir? आगे उन्होंने काफ़ी कुछ लिखा है, but I'm just going to answer to this part of the question. Both of the brands are very well established. Farah Talib Aziz or Ansab Jahangir में से I feel FTA जो है, it's a brand that is more maybe fashion forward, and they keep experimenting and they have collections, so it's more recognizable. Ansab Jahangir has nailed commercial fashion, so she does that very well. She knows what people like and she creates accordingly. So she doesn't really go out of the box, but it's very, very solid commercial clothing. So I would recommend both brands depending on what you're looking for. If you're looking for a new brand to buy sitting outside Pakistan, आपने बड़ी अच्छी list दी है. I also shop and wear all these brands, but I would think that you can add Misha Lakhani to your list as well. I would recommend that. जी guys, last question and end of the segment. Lala Rokh लिखती हैं कि जी, what style and outfit would you recommend for someone suffering from PCOS, which means that the body is medium whereas the tummy size is large, and she wants to dress modestly for her day job to her evening wear. So what do I recommend? So I think not just for PCOS, but most of us, like I said last time, we are pear-shaped. And especially if we've had kids, then we gain weight around the tummy area. That is very unfortunate. And there are people who manage to get back into shape, but I'm not one of them. So I totally understand what you're saying. I would again recommend an A-line shirts, because A-line shirts are flattering. They do sort of accentuate the waist area. They're flattering from the shoulder and the sleeve. I like wearing dramatic sleeves, so मैं तो वो भी add करती हूँ. But just don't wear anything that is tight around the belly. And modest clothing for your workwear. There's everything modest about a tunic and a trouser with a scarf, or even if you're wearing a headscarf, you can't go wrong. So, for work, avoid prints, avoid embellishments, go for solid colors, go for work appropriate colors. And you can always layer in winter. You can always layer with your scarves and your dupattas and your headgear in summer. There's a lot of things you can do. It's a really long discussion, which we've had, by the way. If you can go back into related videos, you can check out our video on how to dress modestly as a hijab wearing person. And there's also a video on how to dress if you're overweight. So both these videos will recommend what you can do. Yeah, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Again, open to your suggestions. Please drop your comments. If you haven't subscribed, do so. आपकी subscriptions, like I said, इस साल आप लोगों ने मुझे 100,000 पार कराना है किसी तरह. And suggestions are always welcome. Send in your comments, send in your questions, give the hashtag AskAmna so I know what to search for. And thank you and see you next month.